Alright, what's up everybody? I'm going to be doing the GSXR 600 swap for the rear shock. So for this bike, all you have is right up here, you have this little thing. I'm blocking the light. You have this bracket that you'll swap out, but before you can do all that, you gotta take off this and alright. Put that over there. Alright, now that you've got the tank off, which you'll have just this bolt here which holds it on the side. The two little things on the front are two little prongs on the tank. The other side, for the fairing, you just have a little bolt here. Oh, actually, you'll have on the tank right here, that little piece will go, you just take that off right here. It's kind of like a little shortcut. You can just take off the two bolts. You know, there's two little air lines right here. There's one, and then there's a second one right up underneath, right by the rectifier bolt thing. Not bolt, the rectifier thing, the big silver thing. You'll see it. There's a little air line here. And then you'll have one right here, which will be right inside the thing. And then for the front, you'll just have three little push pins. And then on the top, there'll be a little one, the same size Allen as the sides. And where is it at? The side one right here. That'll be right on your fairing. You'll see it. And then there's one in the rear. I think I just said that. Is it recording? There we go. So now that you've taken all of this apart, just this one here, you have the blue one, which is your ground, and then you have these ones, which one is your gas tank, which you've already unplugged probably, and then you have the other one, which I have no clue, to be honest. But we'll take these two off. These are not tight at all. Jesus Christ. Alright, and now that you've pulled the little plastic piece off, you have the ECU, slide this up, and lo and behold, you have your two bolts in there. Kind of see in there. So lo and behold, you have the two bolts now, ready and accessible. And now you can start taking off the rear shock, which is pretty straightforward, but I'll show you a technique that basically uses the rear stand to kind of support the tire, and I'll have to figure out something to support the bike while it's down. But when I figure that out, I'll show you guys. Alright everyone, so as you will see here, very sketchy setup. Oh yeah. But as you will see here in a second, I actually have the rear shock, the bottom mount off already, and the rear tire is actually on the ground. See? As we go down here, it is disconnected. And this side, it wasn't as bad, honestly. Not as sketch. There we go, back in the frame you go. Yeah, not as bad over here, but the other side, a little bit sketchy. But back to business here. All I gotta do is take off the top one and it should come out. There we go. Make sure you're kind of counteracting your push while you're doing this, because If you're like me, you'd tip over the bike. There we go. The rear shock is now loose. Drink your water and eat your bananas. Owie. Oh, look at that. I'm a fan of Kawasaki for that one. That's kind of nice. Yeah. So once you get it all out, you'll kind of have to angle it a certain way and it'll come out. And that is your junky shock, basically. Junk. Throw it in the trash, I guess. Alright, so we've got all that apart. We got the rear tire lowered, the shock out. Now we need to just take out the top bolts from the battery box, which are just right there, and the other one is right out of view, but right there. Oh gosh, I got the shock in my way. But these are basically going to go on the bottom of the battery box as an adapter piece. Since when you flip the rear shock, which, let me see, I should say, if you have a Ninja 400, you just buy the Z400 bracket, and you wouldn't have to have the Norton adapter at all. But since I have a Z400, I have to swap out for the Ninja one and then do the adapter. And this is going to be confusing as all hell, but basically this one is non-symmetrical. On the bike it would be like that, and once you flip it, it would be a little bit higher, which would be this way now. It would be an inch higher once you flip it. And basically on the Z400 it's symmetrical, so when you do the shock swap, this bracket has more of like a what would I say, more of a dip to it right here on like the turn here. This one over here is symmetrical on both sides. Should fall at some point. There it is. I'm a goofball. I'm not reusing them, so maybe if someone needs them, hit me up. Alright, so once you have those just kind of hand tightened in, as you can see, they kind of go right there. This is set down like that. Yep. Set down. Set down. Oh gosh. Basically, these slide up right in there. Alright, so once you've got that all in, you'll have these brackets all put in there perfect. These little things just kind of set there, nice and done. But once you have the brackets in place, come back up here, just tighten them. Except for they can be a little bitch sometimes. Once those are in, it's all flipped upside down. Now you can put your shock in, which is pretty simple. And you also need your washers, so don't lose them. So basically, now that we've done all of that, you want to take your rebound screw, go as tight as it'll go. This one's super. There we go. That one was super loose. And you just want to go, so since it's right there straight at hard, you would want to take it a half turn out, I think. Yep, half turn. So that would be, if hard's right here, you would want to take it and you would want to go right to soft, basically. That would be like, well actually that would be a half turn. Not a half turn, that would be a quarter turn. So now you have a half turn. Alright, I couldn't find a knife, not a knife, a screwdriver big enough, so I'm gonna use a knife. Basically, I just want to harden it up all the way. Oh, wait. Alright, now I have another one that is actually small enough. I'm just tightening it down. And now, so you would want 2 3/4 out from fully closed. Right. So half, 1, 2, and 3/4, huh? So, alright, so now that you've adjusted these, both of these would be 2 3/4 out from total hardness, and then this one would be a half turn out. And then this one would have to be, they say like 192 to 182 is the best option, which if you look at this, it'll just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7 coils on your thread. Let's see, come on. Alright, so there's no directions on how to do all this. The 2 washers that come with the Norton bracket, they go on the, if you were standing from the back of the bike, the right side with the exhaust. You'd put the 2 washers on that side, and that'll clear just enough space around the, I guess they call them dog bones or something, I don't know what they're called. Parts of the exhaust right here, not the exhaust, the suspension. And from there, you're basically good. Put the bike down and it's ready to go. Besides putting the gas tank and all that on, be careful about the fuel line nipple. That can crack pretty easily. There is a replacement piece that's metal, but you don't want to buy that. Yeah, you really wouldn't want to buy that piece. Just not the best piece. Needed a 12mm for the top pieces. It is a 10mm, not a whatever I called it. Alright, I've went and got sidetracked again, but I've got the tank back on. Gotta resituate these back over those. So pops right back there. That's good. Tighten these down. Right there. These are size 8mm. Don't have to be too tight. Just snug. And then you get your little hoses right here. I'm sure you can see that. There we go. Get your little hose. Alright, so now that you've got your fairing on, you just start by putting these in. You have that one there. 2 metal washers. First one goes in here. Kind of helps if you have a this one goes right here. Alright, and once you put this part on, which is pretty simple, just all those, the GoPro keeps turning off, so I don't know it's filming. You put your battery back in that I didn't have to take out, but I did. I thought the bolts would be right there. Anyways, once you've done that, you take your little stands out. That actually worked really well, so if you guys want to do that idea, you can, but it's going to bend your tab over on the other side, so I would not actually do it. And another big thing is plug back your fuel line, but you want to be really careful not to snap the nipple there. just push your connector back together, which it just doesn't want to cooperate. And once you do get this on, you probably don't want to ever take it off again. Ugh. It's a very hard piece to get on and off. And it's just brittle plastic. You have gas that runs through it. Gas weakens plastic. It's not a good mixture. I didn't do the braking today. Let the goose heady. That goes like that. My battery just keeps dying for some reason. I just realized that I didn't do an intro or outro, so I'm gonna do my outro and tell you guys my thoughts on all that. Basically, it was pretty simple, and the only thing I had an issue with was when I tried to put the bottom mount into the bike, I guess you would call it a wishbone. That's what you would call it, I guess, the term for it. So basically, I put the 2 spacers on the exhaust side, and that seemed to fix it. It seems to have enough clearance now. But that's the only issue I had, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I think I went over everything pretty well. I'll see you guys in the next one.